everybody knows me. I'm sure everybody knows me. Everybody knows my story, you guys. But I just want to quickly touch on my story and who I am, and then we can jump right into my office hours. I have been a realtor for 17 years, and to be honest with you, I just really quickly don't want to take too much of your time up, but 17 years ago, before I got into real estate, I was a loan officer. I got into real estate, lost everything in New Jersey, my home, my 401k, everything, and moved back to my parents' home here with $1,500, two kids, and a van and a puppy. We drove cross country. We came back home because in the 2008 and 9 crash, we had lost everything. And that's where my journey began, you guys. And that's where I started listening to The Secret and, inspiration books, started reading inspirational books and started going on TED Talks a lot, listening to TED Talks, not going there, listening to TED Talks, and really, focusing within myself inside to really grow from within. I came to California, got my license, and had faced another challenge. Again, California is not an attorney state, and I'm coming from an attorney state in New Jersey, right? I knocked on a lot of top producers' doors to help me because I did not know how to do real estate in California, all right? Nobody wanted to help. Nobody was willing to help. I was even willing to give 50% of my commission, you guys. So long story short, my big why is to help you guys grow. And the reason why is I've been there. I've been to a place where nobody wanted to help. I did not have any sense of direction, where to go, how to do, what to do. And I want to come from that angle to be able to help you guys with your real estate journey and, see what I can do for you. Whatever little I can contribute, it would be, helpful to you guys. If that helps, then that's a plus, right, in anyone's career. So that's who I am. And that's what my journey is. I start off every morning with my big why. For me, I'm very spiritual in the sense my mindset has to correct. My mindset has to be in order for me to do any production. And I start with my big why, keeping that very clear in my mind. When I wake up, I do my affirmations in the morning, every morning. That is me time, my self-care, number one. That is me time. And then from there, I come outside. I'm still saying my affirmations. I talk, have a little bit of a family time with my family. And then I step out of my home to my office. So that's my morning routine, early morning routine. And that's where, I wanted everyone to know about that. So Marcus, we should open up for questions. How should we do this? What do you recommend we do? I mean, we've got a whole presentation here, but
wow, I mean, I would just start going with it because I think casually more people will be coming in. Make sure, Lorraine, if possible, if you're sharing it to Facebook, make sure you share it within the Streettext Insider group, or just share it with me and I'll go share it everywhere, so people can start getting on it socially, and then I can share the Zoom meeting link as well. But I would just start going with your presentation, Janki, and then we'll do more of a Q&A towards the end.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into this. Lorraine, if you can start with the presentation. Basically, a lot of questions came about from Streettext, from Walopo, from a lot of different Facebook groups to what am I doing? How am I doing to get to where I am? But my daily routine matters to me, right? And the first thing is I focus on me, like my self-care. And then from there, I go ahead and when I come to the office, we always say, let's start with lead generation, right? Well, I don't start with lead generation as much as I want to. I start with lead follow-up. And the way I start with lead follow-up is my team actually in the background, just to remind, my first person that starts is at 7:00. My ISA, my social media social media manager starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then comes my ISA at around 8:00, my first ISA. And right there at 8:00, they text me their affirmations, and they say, are we ready to go? Yes, we're ready to go. Let's do this. That's me right there. That's what I talk to them about, affirmations. What is their affirmation? What is it that, they're thinking at the moment? I need to read their energy and make sure that they're in the same wavelength as I am, right? We text our affirmations to each other, and then of course they ask me, "Boss, are you ready for live transfers?" What are live transfers? Live transfers is when they're calling my lead and they want to talk to me immediately. That's what live transfers are. So we go ahead and focus on the live transfers. I convert the lead, and bam, that lead goes straight into our we're getting the pre-approval. I talk to them a little bit more about what is it they're looking for, all the key questions, right? When we ask a buyer what all the key questions, which I will dig into a little deeper a little later. Somebody I think is just asking me, what is an ISA? It's an inside sales agent. Someone that is the one person that makes the phone calls, right? They're the ones who are calling all my leads, whether it's follow-up. I mean, if you look at our Chime site, we've got different pipelines, and each of them has been assigned a pipeline. Whether it's follow-up pipeline Mariah, follow-up pipeline Lara, then we have different bad leads, or we have cold leads, or working with a realtor. But pipelines are all over the place. We want to make sure that each lead, and that's our database manager's job, is to take each lead and really critique that lead to see, are they a bad lead? Are they a good lead? Are they which funnel do they really go into? So I see a lot of questions being asked on the chat group right now. I can just start and roll with the questions and answer them if you want. But I wanted to just go to the next slide here, Lorraine. I wanted to kind of talk to you guys really quickly about the hiring process of a VA and ISA, and what I teach my ISAs, how I convert, right? My first thing is the way I hire them. The key questions to ask when I'm hiring them is, I want to make sure even before that, I get a 1-minute video about the ISA. Who are they? I want to hear their tonality. I want to hear their voice. I want to see their speed of how they're talking. So I want to hear all of that. I don't care about their hobbies at the moment. I just want to kind of take a diagnostics of their voice, their tonality, their friendliness. Are they smiling and talking? Or are they just like, I'm my name is, how are they talking, right? That's the first thing, is what I notice when I'm looking and listening to an ISA. So I don't talk to them. I don't take the time out to actually interview them. I'm actually listening to their videos. What I teach my ISAs, again, that's a whole chapter we can go into, but what I really focus in on teaching my ISA is, first, their energy has to be right. Their affirmations and their goals. It's about them first, then my business. So that's what I do, is I focus on them first and molding them to be their best, because I know if they're the best, they're going to only produce the best, right? How I convert. When I get live transfers, I basically ask the key questions to the buyer. How can I guide you? When they transfer the lead over, three things I keep in mind. My job is to guide them, educate them, and share market knowledge with them. That is it. I'm not going to try to persuade them to connect with me or to buy or sell from me. Nothing of that. I'm just merely building the relationship right there. And automatically, when I give them the guidance, when I give them the knowledge and the education, they want to be a part of my team. And they want to go ahead and talk to me. I'm going to rest my voice because I have lost my voice in the past couple of days. So, Marcus.
Yes. Well, I mean, you went through a lot right there. Let's take it a step back and talk about ISAs, because I think that's a very popular topic in VAs, especially within the insider group, the Streettext community. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about these ISAs, because, we had a couple masterminds recently. In one gentleman, Curtis, became a very popular topic because he lives within the United States. But I know you find your ISAs out of the Philippines, right?
Yes, I do. And I can share a link there with you guys if you guys do want to hire from this particular company that I do. So what I do with my ISAs is I really train them. I train them to the way they speak. I train them and I teach them how to really enunciate their words when they're talking to the lead, and speed to lead, meaning if the lead is talking really, really fast, how do you copy them, right? How do you mirror and match them? That is one thing I teach them as well. That is very important. Pay attention to the questions they're asking. And if they're asking about the market, and 9 out of 10 times, most of the leads will say, I'm only looking for 800,000. Well, 800,000 over here will not get you anything. But how do you get them from 800,000 to 1.3? We've had a lot of leads that come in from Streettext at 800,000 max. Marcus can even see in my I guess database through Streettext, you'll see a lot of leads saying they're only coming max price of that is there a max price of 800,000 or max price of 750, and lo and behold, those leads are closing in at 1.3, 1.4 million. So, how do we convince them to go from 800 to 1.3 million, right? We don't just discard them or discount them saying, oh my God, you're not going to find anything. Let's just leave you alone and put them on a safe search or put them on a smart plan and not even bother with them. No, you want to talk to each and every lead. You want to build each and every relationship, because guess what? You never know when they say, we had one lead that came in at 800,000 Marcus yesterday, and now they're at 2.2 million. So you see, they're not going to be honest with you up front. They're not going to tell you what they really want or what they're really looking for. So you got to do the investigation and ask them the key questions.
So, and then one of the big things too, I think that I love is that not only you train these people with your own follow-up process, but they also are provided with a local phone number to reach out to the leads, right? So that's a big deal. So if you have an ISA or VA, they're getting the 510 or the 408 area code that's in the Northern California area.
Yes. So the next slide, this is just something that'll kind of, and I didn't know what questions you guys would have. So we just prepared, we asked for a 1-minute video. Another thing I want to share is, when we're hiring the ISA, we do ask them a little bit about, who is in their family and what their family consists of. And we ask them on the interview, what if scenarios. We give them, we put them, we put them on the pedestal to ask them, we put them on an alert to ask them, okay, what if someone calls you and says, hey, I'm interested in 123 Main Street? What are you going to say to them? So we can kind of sort of gauge what is their knowledge. Are they really, do they really have the knowledge of an ISA, or do they need to be trained? What is, where do we go from here on out, right? So that's a what if scenarios. Now, Marcus pointed out a good question, a good comment that he just said, is that you want to make sure that they have a 510 or 408 area code. Why? Because if you're calling from a random number, obviously we don't answer those calls, right? So why would our leads answer those calls, right? So we go ahead and we have Ring Central, and we use the RC lines to call out. And of course, those are soft phones that our ISAs dial out from. So that's that on the ISA part. So I know there's a lot of questions, Marcus, or...
Yeah, so I mean, I think it depends on scripts, right? Because you're going to have different ways of approaching. Typically, when you hear Streettext people were speaking about the home value ad. If someone were to buy your home, would you sell it? Or the what's your home really worth? Enter your address, receive your home value. Or, if we're talking about where you made a lot of your success and a lot of people don't know about, is the buyers, specifically the buyers that are also sellers. And you've got some killer ads that tap into the buyer market to produce sellers. So what are the scripts depending on the scenario and what are the questions being asked? And I think that's the key. As you train these ISAs and VAs, are they representing you and the questions that you would ask if you were picking up the phone?
Absolutely, absolutely. They know exactly what Janki will expect to ask. They will know exactly. See, I'm a big person on building that relationship, and my VAs know, my ISAs know that. I'm a big believer build that relationship, because for me it's important to work with someone who has the same mindset or better that I can grow from, even if it's a client. You want to make sure that their mindset is the same as yours and they are ready, willing, and able to buy or sell, because you don't want midstream them saying, well, I've decided not to buy or sell right now, right? You don't want that. You want to make sure that they're committed. We also have them sign an agency disclosure form. Now, I know some of you guys are here from the local area. Christina, you're from here. Some of you guys are from the local area, and you guys know what I'm talking about is the agency disclosure form. I was not too keen on that years ago, and my daughter came in and said, Mom, what are you doing? You need to get this form signed first before we start working with them. Well, 9 out of 10 times people don't know you. So people are not going to sign a broker agreement or buy a broker agreement with you, or even an agency disclosure form. Guess what? 9 out of 10 times our buyers sign that form without even us showing them a property. All right. They sign that form first thing after they speak to me. They sign the agency disclosure form. Then we send them to a lender to get pre-approved, and then we show them the property. So they're already committed to us. Why and how are they committed so solidly from the beginning with us? Well, because we give them education, guidance, and knowledge. And we want to tell them that we're here for you, and we're here to help you find the best home with the best interest rate and the least amount of closing cost. That's what we do for them. Now, if they have a property to sell, they're going to tell you, hey, what do you think my home will go for? And then we have that conversation with them as well.
Janki, I believe Aaron has a question.
Yes, thank you guys. And I appreciate you guys doing this. I am a member of Streettext. I signed up for the trial. I have Chime as well. Love Chime, absolutely. So with the Streettext leads, will they automatically go into Chime, or how do we get them connected? And that's one of the questions I did have. And mostly, should I be running the buyer leads, or because I'm also want to test to get listings? Obviously, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, but what are your guys' thoughts on that? And what's your ad budget, Janki, for the Streettext?
A lot of good questions.
Yeah. My ad budget, I don't mess around with. Lorraine and Marcus, they know my ad budgets. I don't even look at the ads. I don't mess around with them because I'm so not focused on that.
Yes.
So Chime, how do I get them into Chime? We do Zapier. We zap the leads in, and we use Zapier to zap them in. 9 out of 10 times, most of our leads. Like yesterday, we had a little bit of a 1 hour gap to where the leads were not coming in, and of course Lorraine will text my husband saying, "All right, we have a problem here. Houston, we have a problem. What's going on? What's going on? Come on, let's go. The command center is dying down here." So of course Houston comes in and says, "All right, I'm here." And he'll look into Zapier in the background and see what is the glitch there, and fix the glitch, and then the leads continue zapping. So we have a lot of people hands-on in the background to make this really happen. And our whole entire team is working in the back while I'm working. My daughter is working on the business, taking care of clients in the back end, in the front end.
Janki, I could share my screen, or if someone gives me screen share ability, if you want to make me co-host real quick, I can share kind of the way that you do it.
Yeah.
I did.
Thank you guys. Yes, I use Zapier all the time and I love it. So yes, that won't be a problem for me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Aaron.
This is Janki's back end. Okay. Janki out of NorCal, she probably, from what I see, runs $40 to $50 a day for Facebook ad spend. Again, $1.3 million market with a lot of leverage and scalability. So it's hard to compare some of you guys out there at your $9 or $10 a day budget to Janki, but Janki has systems in place to be able to do this. And whether it's her "What's your home really worth? Enter your address, receive your home value" ad, or it's the Fremont homes with the main floor master list, which is really great for her, or again, similar style of see all available homes in Fremont, or main floor master in Parkmont. These are all her kind of get your foot in the door ads. And then naturally, those people submit their information with a lead ad form, and then automations start kicking butt between, email, SMS, and her VAs and ISAs.
Yeah, so basically, like you said, I don't even look at that. If there is any issues, Lorraine and Marcus communicate, and they take care of that. So we have different members on the team doing different roles. And my main role is, of course, being client-faced, writing offers, negotiating, and closing deals. That is it. That's my job. That's it. After that, before that, I don't do anything. I also convert the leads when they come in. So when we do live transfers, my daughter or myself will get on the phone and start converting those leads. So that's another thing that we do in the back end as well. So I know that, Marcus, I wanted to really quickly talk to everyone about, some of the questions that you might have. So I'm just going to open it up to you guys and ask away whatever you want, whatever questions you may have.
All right. Campbell and then Offer.
Okay. Thanks, Marcus, for helping today. Janki, great to see you today. Very excited. Have a few questions for you already written out, ready to go.
Oh, let's go.
First off, tried to come prepared for today. Are you using both Streettext seller and buyer leads or just buyer leads?
We are using, Lorraine, you can answer that. Are we using buyer and seller or just buyers?
Both Streettext buyer and seller leads. We maximize Streettext.
Perfect. So that's the first one. Second question. Are you using Chime market updates for your sellers and your past clients to stay in touch and top of mind with them?
Lorraine, go for it.
All right. For the past clients, we use Happy Grasshopper. That's the website that we use for our past clients. And we also use AM cards, so we can send them some greetings if ever we want to send something that is personalized to them.
So I think, Campbell, your question was about newsletters and Chime, correct? Is that?
Yeah, because you have so many options with Chime to be able to do it in-house.
So we do everything on Chime. Our database manager is not here, but what we are about to offer going down right before this ends, we do have some group coaching that we're going to offer, train your ISAs with Janki Patel, courses that we're going to offer right here. So what we do is we are going to connect you with our team members when you sign up for those, and you can actually talk to our team members once a week or whatever, twice a month. You can talk to them and they'll be able to exactly tell you what they're doing to get reply back from our leads.
So that's part of what you're going to provide, is all that information for that, because I've already looked and I've gone to your virtual desk pricing and I see what the pricing is, $10 an hour for prospecting or ISA for 40 hours a week. And you're saying that all comes with that, the coaching for us and for the ISA?
So basically, yes. So what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit more about what the $99 office hours weekly will get you, what the group coaching will get you, and train your ISAs with Janki Patel get you. We'll dig into that a little bit deeper, a little bit later. I want to first answer any other questions that you guys might have, because I want to maximize the time that we have together.
Okay, one more question then, and this won't be on the ISAs then. Are you using Chime drips for your Streettext, or are you using Streettext drips, or are you using a combination?
I'm only using Chime. I don't do anything with Streettext, only because I did not know from the beginning how to do it. And I'm a very impatient person. So I just left that alone and I went straight into Chime. And Chime has everything for me, from newsletters to landing pages to everything that I do. And I do have a link for Chime as well, you guys. So I'll post that a little bit later for you guys.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Offer, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, thank you. Quick question for the team, whoever is most capable of answering that, but can you describe the life cycle of an average lead from the time they click on Facebook ad until they close?
Yeah, so basically we, I would say about a month and a half, all inclusive, from converting them, getting them pre-approved. Pre-approval takes usually 7 to 10 days here. In some cases, 3 to 4 days. It just depends on our lender. And once that is done, we show them properties, get them pending. Again, we're multiple offers here, so the first offer sometimes doesn't get accepted. Sometimes it does. So with that process from the lead coming in to close the escrow is about a month and a half. So we usually just take a lead. Because the escrow is 30 days. If the lead came in October 1st. October 15th, they're ready to see homes. By October 20th, we submit offers that close November 20th. We've got quite a few leads. That's a great question. Quite a few leads from 1 to 1.5 months average.
And do your ISAs call them immediately when they come in?
Absolutely. Lead to speed is so important on my team. That's why we have 2 ISAs and they're rotating in time. So they are from 8 to 4 and we have 11 to 7. So a lot of ground is covered during that. And then we have weekends covered as well. We don't let any time go by just like we make sure that each of the times, like this past weekend, Sunday was covered and we converted about 7 leads from Streettext just on Sunday itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you, Janki, for doing this. This is awesome. I had a couple of questions. You just answered one of them. How many buyer and seller leads do you get weekly?
I think Lorraine would be able to answer. Lorraine, how many buyers and seller leads do we get a week?
Around 100 and on an average 12 a day we would get in combination of buyer and seller leads. So 150 per week.
This is combining Streettext with other sources as well, plus our past clients. So it's Streettext and a couple of other different sources. One different, Walopo, Streettext, and then of course our past referral database.
Okay, that's all included in the 150 per week?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
Right, Lorraine, or am I mistaken on that?
No, that's correct.
Perfect, thank you. And then what is the structure of your team? I was a couple of minutes late. I don't know if you mentioned it, but what is the actual structure of your team?
It's only my daughter and myself.
Okay.
The agents. And then we have our director of ops, Lorraine. We have 2 ISAs. We have 2 social media managers. We have a database manager, and we have 2 admins. So 10 staff members. And then, of course, my husband, who is jack of all trades in the back end.
Gotcha. Okay. So 2 agents, 2 ISAs, 2 social media managers, 2 admins,
and a database manager.
And a database manager.
We are looking for 2 additional admins as well because our workload is getting a little bit too much. So we are looking for 2 admins.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. And then you said how the incubation period is. I had these written down and you said your daily schedule. How often do you keep in touch with your buyer leads? Let's just take them. How often do you keep in touch with them?
So my ISPs are the ones who does the follow-up calls. So for example, we had a lead. Let me just give you an example. So we had a lead 2 weeks ago, Vasavi, that's what I'm talking about, Lorraine. 2 weeks ago, she came in. She wanted information about 1031 exchange. She has a property to sell. She's looking to buy 2.5 million, and she has a home here to sell. She's from Streettext, and she wanted information. So we provided her the 1031 exchange. And what we do is my last conversation is I say, hey, can I follow up? I don't say, can I? I say, I'd love to follow up with you in the next 7 days. Does Saturday 2 p.m. work for you? Does Sunday 5 p.m. work? And they'll be like, well, I don't know what's going to happen the next 7 days. I said, okay, not a problem. Why don't you take a look at your calendar? Because I'd love to catch up with you and give you a little bit of explanation of what a 1031 is all about. And give you, after you receive the information, if you have any questions, we can always chat. So does Saturday work for you? Does Sunday work for you? And then, of course, they'll say Sunday works best for me. All right, great. I will have my team, one of my team members give you a call. Her name is Mariah. She's the one who you spoke to earlier. She'll be calling you back. How does that sound? And that's it, because you're telling them that you're going to call them back again if they have any questions or concerns. They don't need to find me. I'll call you. And then I give you a deadline of that as well.
Cool. Okay. Thank you so much.
Janki, one of the questions in relation to team structure was, are the people part-time or full-time? Christian, to answer your question, it's full-time. Most of them are 5 days a week 8 hours, and then I do 6 days a week, 8 hours.
Yeah. So Christina, yeah, most of them are, actually all of them are full-time. I don't like to keep them part-time, only because I can't keep track of hours, and I don't. It's all Lorraine keeps track of everything. See, one thing you guys have to know is that when you find the one person, I remember a long time ago, someone told me, when you have your right hand that is a duplicate of you, you are going to be successful. Well, guess what? My right hand is my director of ops, Lorraine. She is completely the opposite of me in so many different ways, but yet she's a very high D, and she really, really makes sure that our team focuses on goals every day, their daily goals. And if I don't hear from everybody, I usually ping them on WhatsApp saying, hey, everyone is sleeping. I'm not, I'm wide awake. What's going on? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So the rah-rah has to be there. The motivation has to be there. You guys have to be the cheerleader of your team, so to speak. You are the team leader. You've got to motivate every team member. And if you don't do that, they're not going to perform at their topmost level.
Janki, for people that don't know what you're talking about, high D, give them a quick breakdown of what we're discussing.
Okay, so it's a disc profile. On a disc profile, the D is the dominant, high D. It's the leader, the dominant leader. The team leader always has to, most of the time, no, it doesn't always have to be a D, but everybody has these initials.
Driver, the driver.
There you go. Dominant driver, whatever you want to call it. So DISC. So D is the dominant, the driver. I is the interpersonal one who loves to go and have fun and mingle around. And then the S is more like a stability kind of person that wants paychecks day to day, monthly, and only is comfortable in their comfort zone. And a C is more like an analytical person who will drive you up the wall, which is my husband. He's the engineer, he's the accountant, he's the CPA, he's this. Those are the people that are really very driven. Software engineers are very much a C, so you've got to provide them Altos research. You got to provide them data. You got to provide them past data from 2012 or 2013 to today. What happened in the market? They're going to ask you these analytical questions you need to be ready for. And once I speak to them, I will know exactly what their disc profile is. I only speak to them maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we'll know exactly what their profile is. And I'll know exactly what to say to them and how to cater to them in that first phone call.
She's right. She's spot on. First time she talked to me, she knew I was a DI.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, we're going to have fun with Marcus. And I just texted, I always just used to text Marcus. Okay, Marcus, I don't give him the whole fluff. I just say, I want to know how to do this ad. When can you get it done for me? And what will it cost me? They don't want to hear fluff. Like Lorraine, if I even tell her, I had a great day today, Lorraine, and tell me you love me. And she'll be like, no. Well, how many are we closing this week? And it's so hard for me to get her to come to that level of mushiness. But then there'll be a time when we'll all just be so mushy on our team. That's the whole thing. See, we're in a people business. You can't always just make it about work with your ISAs, your VAs. Got to make them part of your family, and you've got to come from an angle to where you care about them, because when you do show them that, they will go above and beyond for you.
Awesome. Ole, did you have a question earlier? No, you just accidentally raised your hand. Okay. Continue.
Right.
Anybody have any other questions before we move on?
I just had a quick question, another one. Janki, what is your total production? Not just Streettext, but total.
For the year, I don't know I should know my numbers, but I think we're right around 50 million just into 2021. We did get the Icon Award from EXP. We just received an email last week, so yeah.
Congratulations, thank you.
I have one more question. What do you find conversion-wise with your ISAs on your Streettext leads? With having them with the speed to lead getting there so quickly?
Sorry, I didn't understand that question. Go ahead again, please.
Based off your Streettext leads and your virtual ISAs that you're using, what type of conversion are you getting since you have such fast speed to lead with them?
If you're asking about ratio, if you're asking percentage,
Yeah. What is your conversion rate for every 150 leads that you have coming in a week? How many are you converting with those ISAs? Do you know that?
Yes, Lorraine, go for it.
The last one we did was 72% conversion rate.
Wow.
The Streettext leads.
Wow.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
That's amazing. I got a quick question, you guys. So I have Chime. I've looked at Ylopo, Streettext. I've done a lot of Facebook ads. I haven't had great results with Facebook ads in general, but I do like Streettext because it's turnkey and a lot of they study that the conversion of the ads very well. Do you have any budget running with Chime leads directly? So Chime's actually sending you leads directly with their retargeting and things like that. Are you doing any spend with Chime?
Yes, we are. Lorraine knows the budget. Lorraine, what is our Chime budget that we have with Chime?
Around $1,600
a month.
Yes.
Lorraine, are those Google pay-per-click or are those Facebook through Chime?
Google pay-per-click and Facebook through Chime both.
Split about half and half?
Not exactly half and half, around 60-40%.
So we don't do Facebook. Like I don't create Facebook ads. Lorraine doesn't. We let the experts take care of that. That's not our department. Like Streettext is an expert. It's a plug and play. We don't go out there and create Facebook ads. If there's custom ads that we want to create, we go to Facebook, sign up, for the class, and we just have them help us. So, asked about, do you create your own Facebook ads? No, we don't. We have Google paid ads through Ylopo. We have Streettext. We have Chime, and who monitors that? Lorraine does. She is very much focused on monitoring to make sure, with our account managers, she is very much on top of making sure that, there's no discrepancies. And she sits down with them weekly to go over budgets, to go over, number of leads we're getting, the cost per lead and things of that sort.
One thing I was going to throw in real quick, Janki, because I know people always freak out a minute. They need to remember that your area is a little higher for cost, so their advertising budget would be tailored for where they're at, not based on what you're doing.
Exactly. You're right, Leon. It is so true. Budgets change according to, I guess, where you live. So,
follow-up question for Lorraine. Lorraine, when you're looking at those ads of Chime versus the Streettext, are you seeing similar conversion for both of those?
We've seen higher conversion for Streettext ads, actually. A high conversion rate. Yeah. That's
kind of what I thought, because I've used Chime in the past. That's why I was asking.
Janki, let me get to a more basic question, which is at what point in your career did you decide to scale your business from being a single agent or just working with your daughter to scale it to the extent that you have now, and what was your motivation for doing so?
I've always wanted to build a team. I've had teams that I dismantled teams about 3 to 4 times. I have been working so much so my ultimate goal in real estate was to build a team. And through that, Jeff, I realized not every agent is your mindset, Janki. Get over it. Not every agent is going to go above and beyond. The only one that you can clone is your child, who has been with you since age 7. And she just came to the office. I wish she would come here so you guys could say hello, or she could say hi to you guys. But, she is, she's seen me, she's seen my struggles. You see, when you come in a business such as ours and you've not seen struggles and you've not gone through that pain, you will not really understand, what this means to you, right? And all these all these years, I built teams and it didn't work out. And that happened 3 times. So the last time this happened, I told myself, that's it, I'm done, no more. I'm not going to take time to train somebody and get them ready, and then they don't understand the concepts of online lead conversion. I'm handing you a lead that is ready, willing, and able to buy, yet you are lazy, not willing to go out and show, because again, I'm the one who converts the leads, right? So the lead comes in, the ISA sets the phone appointment. And then either myself, Lorraine, or Simran, my daughter, we're the ones who convert the lead, get the lead ready to get them into agency disclosure signing, and then get them pre-approved. And we also establish a date and time where we can start showing them homes. So if I'm just handing that lead to you, why are you not going to go and do the job that you have to do, right? And I had a lot of challenges with that. And so I decided I don't want anyone. And last month, I believe we closed, 14, 15 transactions, just me and Simran alone. Lorraine, I think it was, 14 or 15, I don't remember.
14.
14 transactions just between me and her.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
So Janki, sir,
I have
Unmute
a
yourself,
question.
Sean.
I have a question. I'm not camera ready. This is Linda's session. So, Janki, can you speak more of, and again, I was a few minutes late logging on, but can you speak to more of how you, trying to get started and the leads, they don't seem to be serious. When I do get back to them, respond, how did it just start right away for you, the Streettext, where you just were able to convert, or what did you feel most effective before? Because Chime is very expensive, but it's something I can't afford right now. So I've subscribed to BombBomb, something more affordable. So were there other things that you used to get started, to get going?
So when I started Streettext in March 2020, the first lead that we got was April 2020. And then I started seeing that what I'm doing is working, what I'm saying is working. I can actually maximize this. And then from, I think, I believe May was the turning point to where I started really converting at a higher level, May and June. Even with my other with my other sources, I started using the same method because, again, I was struggling just like anyone here, or, just kind of like trying to figure out what and how and, what can I do with these leads? And that's why we came up with the program. We came up with these 3 different programs, which I will introduce you guys to shortly. But yeah, it was a struggle, Linda. It wasn't just like, okay, you know what, here are the leads and now just let's go with it. No, it was a struggle to really see those leads coming in and me not be able to do anything about it. And then there came a point where I said, okay, well, if I don't convert, I'm not going to have a closing. And if I don't have a closing, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, right? So that big why is always behind me, Linda. And that's what I live by. That's what, again, I go back to mindset. I go back to affirmations. I don't let the struggle and the negativity drain me down. I always focus on my goals, and I always focus on how can I achieve this goal and what do I need to do to get there. That is my mantra. That is, my affirmations are very close to me. And if I ever feel drained during the daytime, which I do, I will sit on my sofa here in my office and do a 2-minute meditation. I'm a big believer, again, of spirituality and meditation. And what you put out there is what you're going to get back.
Okay, thanks. Did you, part of that, did you start with, before you got Chime, because that's kind of expensive, was there another program you used that really helped you when you found out what was working? What, do you remember what system that was or what program that was, or was that just you following up with emails?
I don't remember which one we used before Chime, I believe it was, and we used this one. Oh, FirePoint, yeah. We used FirePoint for about almost 2-3 years. And the system was just not super friendly as I wanted it to be. And I couldn't understand it more. And I didn't have the leverage piece. Just remember that also, Linda. I didn't have that leverage piece to help me, build my systems up. I didn't have a Lorraine. I didn't have my ISAs. I started, and again, I'm not trying to advertise for anyone or anything, but as soon as I joined Lab Coat Agents, that's when things started changing for me. I started listening more to how other top producers are doing it, and that's when I found Marcus, and that's how So everything just started with Lab Coat, and then I started finding out that Chime is really successful for me. It is costly, no doubt, but it works like a charm for me.
Janki, I think what I'm hearing, because Linda, I know for a fact, because I coach her as well, mostly sticks with the seller funnel. And I know, and maybe Lauren can discuss these facts for you. What percentage of these 50 deals do you think came off a buyer ad and what off a seller ad for you? And maybe what she should consider is shifting a little bit to those buyer ads, especially because they submit their name, number, and email right off that form. Because email communication, I don't know how many of these deals start for you with email communication as opposed to picking up the phone with your ISAs. So that would be an interesting topic.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about. Honestly, I think Lorraine would have numbers for you guys. Lorraine, do you have the percentage that Marcus is asking for?
No, I don't have the breakup the way Marcus needs it, but that is something I can work on for the next session.
Yeah, just even a general idea, because I think, with all the teams that you have in place, with the What's Your Home Really Worth ad versus all these great buyer lists that you start with, and then are able to really communicate with these people most of the time, that you find out they have an asset to sell, which gives you that double-ended deal, which is, I think, pretty awesome as well.
Yep, I'll go ahead and do that for the next session. But to answer your question, email versus phone, it's always better to pick up the phone and talk to the person, because the emails, again, take a lot of time going back and forth, and depends on what time and when they can check their emails. So it's always best to pick the phone and talk to the person.
And what if you don't have their phone number? Let's say you get an address only, or an address plus email. Do you have systems in place to find their information?
Then we do the Chime Smart Plans or drip campaigns, mailers, if you have only emails.
If you have only emails, do you have trace systems that you find and put in place to go find their contact information beyond the address and email?
We don't do that right now.
Okay.
We don't do that right now, Marcus, because we don't want to. There's a reason they've not provided a phone number, could be. So we leave it alone, and we usually just focus on sending them emails. But what we say in the emails should be most important for them to reply back to that email. There are times when they reply back to that email, and I usually go back to them and say, "Oh, great! I'm glad you emailed me back. What is a good phone number to give you a call at? Because I have something I want to share with you really quickly." And 9 out of 10 times they will give me their phone number. So I know on top of. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I just had a quick question. If you don't mind sharing, how do you compensate your ISAs?
I pay them it's through Virtudesk, and they're the ones that, every 2 weeks, I pay them and compensate our ISAs.
So they're salaried?
They are hourly.
Hourly, okay. With no bonuses, just hourly?
No, and I do try to give them bonus, which I am planning to give them bonus, which I don't announce it, but I just give
them. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I just wanted to let you guys know we are at top of the hour. I could go on. I have no problem, but I do want to make a quick announcement as well. We are offering 3 different programs to you guys where only can take 10 people for each program, except for the office hours. I think, Marcus, we're going to have office hours as a regular thing, probably every twice a month. We'll have office hours, and of course, in that we will do the same thing that we're doing now, but every week, every time we do that, it'll be topic driven. So it could be ISAs, social media, our admins, how are we taking a lead and calling the lead and then converting it into a phone appointment or a live transfer? What are we talking about during those conversations? So that's going to be our office hours. And then we're going to do a group coaching as well, you guys, where, since we've seen the demand, a lot of people have been privately texting and calling me. It does take my time away from my business. So we decided, let's do this and actually put it on the calendar twice a month. We can have group coaching to where I can, share my smart plans with you guys. I can share the newsletters with you guys, and one member of our team will always be there. So you guys can always ask them questions directly, and we can actually do a mastermind just like this with scripts, role play, all of that good stuff. So that's our group coaching. And the last one that we have, and we're only taking 10 agents per 3 months. So every 3 months, only 10 agents are going to be enrolled in that, maximize it, because I want to be able to help you guys on a one-on-one basis. And so if it's a big group, we won't be able to do too much. So if it's 10, then I can pay close attention to you guys in your business. And then the last one is that I will train your ISAs and share all my information all my actual systems, my technology, my systems, my tools, everything, even access to our director of ops, my smart plans, my CMAs, my conversions, everything. And that's, of course, a three-month commitment as well. And only 10 agents is who, we're going to take. So that's what we have to offer you guys. So this way it maximizes your time, my time. I don't always have to connect and have side Zooms with you guys or anything like that. So that's what we have to offer.
Awesome. And we'll put all that information in the insider group too of Streettext, and whoever else is outside of that for you guys.
Is that $1,000 a month or $1,000 for 3 months?
It's $1,000 per month.
Okay.
So we'll train your ISAs, and we will, replicate them to exactly what my ISAs are doing.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, DJ.
Yes, I may have missed this, but Janki, you were talking earlier about live transfers, your ISAs doing that. So is that something that your in-house ISAs do that, or is this like an outsourced service, like the virtual desk link you shared? I'm just trying to understand how I could get somebody to call on my behalf and do a virtual transfer, book an appointment, and send the details to me.
Yeah, that's
so exactly. Any suggestions on that?
Yeah, that's exactly what our virtual desk ISAs are doing for us. So I've trained those ISAs to do live transfers. So when they do a live transfer, they tell me exactly what the client is looking for, and then I talk, and then they drop off, and I'm connected to my client, and we start the conversation from there.
So that's an outsourced service.
It is an outsource, yes.
Okay. And do you have anybody also sending like CMAs to your clients too? Like, is that outsourced as well, or?
Absolutely. My whole team is outsourced. I have 10 on my team, 10 members on my team. All of them are outsourced.
Okay. And people who send CMAs via emails, will they also be with Virtue Desk, or is that a separate company?
That's all with Virtue Desk. I also have I've got a few that I've hired on my own as well.
Right. Okay, thank you very much.
Is your director of ops virtual?
Yes, she is. Are you virtual, Lorraine?
Yes, I am.
Oh my goodness.
Where are you located?
In the beautiful country of Philippines.
Wow. Awesome.
I've been here for 14 years. I came here 2007, loved it, and never left.
Oh,
Janki,
yes.
with your program, the $1,000 for the training for the ISAs, do you offer any sort of a guarantee on their proficiency by the time you're done training them? Because it looks like it's going to be it's the $10 an hour for them for 40 hours. So you're looking at $1,600, $2,600 a month for this between you and the ISAs, correct? Somewhere in that vicinity?
I don't know what Virtue Desk is offering, but yeah. So is there any guarantees? That I will never guarantee you anything, because there's no guarantees in life. But can I guarantee that they will set phone appointments for you? Well, if the leads are right, if the leads, and it depends on your state and city and all of that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We're setting, I don't know how many phone appointments do we set, Lorraine, a day?
Between the two of them, we set at least minimum 10 phone appointments per day. But if I can further answer your question, since I myself was trained, right, I think it depends on how the training is applied by your team. So if you are expecting a specific number in terms of, guaranteed they're going to do this for me, it's basically on how they apply the training, which is very important. So I got trained too by Janki, but it's how I apply my training is what matters, and how I utilize what I've learned, and also proactively, do things on my own. Self-learning is also something that matters in terms of the results that you would get.
So yesterday we had, just to show you my calendar, if you guys can see all the greens right there, those are all my phone appointments, you guys. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 phone appointments yesterday itself. So every day my ISAs are setting anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 to 10, who knows how many appointments a day.
Can I ask a follow-up on that for you guys? Are those from fresh leads, or is that from some of the existing leads that you got, or is it a combination thereof?
I believe it's a combination. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lorraine.
It's a combination. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how Janki's calendar looks and why she doesn't have time to have individual conversations. So this is what her calendar looks like. It's full. All the greens are phone appointments that we set. This week we try to cancel some because she lost her voice completely last 2 days, or you would see more green out there.
Feel free to transfer those meetings to me. I'm happy to take those meetings for Jane.
Janki, I assume that the purpose of those phone calls is to set up a face-to-face to move forward, whether it's a buyer or seller, to get a buyer's brokerage agreement, get an appointment with the seller to do a pre-list and all that.
Absolutely. So the way that we work it is that I convert the phone appointment. I talk to them, educate them, guide them, share market knowledge, all of that good stuff, and then tell them next steps. This is what's going to happen next. And that's when they get really excited to kind of figure out, oh, okay, so now what happens next? They have to come from curiosity. You want to make sure that they're asking you, what's next? What's next? And in some cases, when the transactions are happening, we don't even give them the opportunity to say what's next. We just provide. And that's why we have so many admins on our team, because, when you look at our Google and Yelp reviews, that's exactly what matters to us, is what do our clients and how do our clients feel about us at the end of the transaction.
Can I ask one thing really quick? I had my hand up forever, but I didn't get in there. So I was wondering how your follow-up process looks for your ISAs, as far as when you make the first initial call, and then when do you plan to call again? Like, let's say if you just left a voicemail, do you have them call right away? I mean, let's talk not contacting them and setting an appointment, but somebody else.
Yeah, most of the stuff we're going to cover into our coaching programs as well. But Lorraine, I know you're the one who sets all this up. So usually we do 7 to 10 days out. Sometimes depending on, if the lead did not answer, we follow up within 2 days, then 5 days, then 7.
Via phone again, or via email or text?
Email and text.
That's what I thought. Okay. And so you call like 7 to 10 days after the first initial call to leave voicemail. Perfect.
Also, I believe we also do phone, right, Lorraine?
Yes. So if the ISA calls and they were not able to get the person on the phone, they will try once again towards the end of the day. So twice. Okay. And then they will try again after a couple of days. And then we move to, 7 days.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry. I'm just like switching from my into
problem.
This. So thank you.
I know we are at the top of the hour, so there have been quite a few questions coming about the VAs and about the lead sources. So the links are there available in the chat group. I'll have somebody posted once again, all 3 links. For the VAs, we hire them from VirtuDesk. Right now, VirtuDesk is giving a special offer. If you sign up with them before September 18th, you get a $150 discount on the sign-up fee. For Streettext, also for the lead source, we posted the link out there for you. And if you want to sign up for any of the courses with Janki, there's a link there where you can fill up the PDF form right now. We are still, the specific site for the coaching is still in progress, but that is just basically for sign up. So for now, you can fill up that form and sign up for Janki's courses.
Quick question, Lorraine. Do we have a date when our next office hour is going to be?
October 7.
October 7th. Okay. All right. Awesome. Any other questions, you guys? All right. Well, thank you so much for attending our first office hour. We continue to do our best to help everybody. And I definitely, if you guys have any questions, concerns about our coaching programs, please don't hesitate. I'm here to help you guys. And I'll make sure that, we answer your questions before you sign up. We want to see you be successful as much as we're successful in this business. All right. So anything else you guys need, just go ahead and PM us on Facebook and we'll be sure to answer you there. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.